The night was thick with tension, as dusk settled over the cracked, graffiti-stained sidewalks of Eastwood, a neighborhood known for its unspoken struggles and relentless hope. Under the dim glow of flickering street lamps, Malik Thompson stepped into view, his eyes burning with a determination that refused to be silenced. In that charged moment, his voice echoed through the murmuring streets. Enough is enough. Tonight, we reclaim our dignity. It was a stirring declaration from a young black activist, ready to confront a police department steeped in decades of bias and brutality. The urban landscape around him was a living canvas of hardship and resilience. The gritty alleyways and worn brick buildings bore the scars of systemic neglect, while distant sirens punctuated the heavy silence. Whispers of past injustices mingled with the cool night air, hinting at an impending storm, a reckoning long overdue. Malik's stride was purposeful, each step resonating with the weight of every soul that had suffered under an unjust system. As he moved through the streets, memories surged forward like fragments of a painful dream. Malik recalled the day he lost his closest friend, Darius, to an encounter with officers whose eyes were hardened by prejudice. The memory of Darius's final moments, a desperate cry for mercy, drowned by the unyielding force of racist policing, seared Malik's heart and steeled his resolve. He remembered the endless nights spent in his small apartment, poring over news clippings and court records, each headline a reminder of the systemic injustice that had robbed his community of hope. Flashbacks painted vivid scenes of a neighborhood marred by sorrow. Malik saw himself as a child, hiding behind the cracked walls of his community center, watching police cars parade past with their sirens wailing, a soundtrack to lives punctuated by fear. He remembered the cold, indifferent eyes of officers as they passed by, oblivious to the suffering of the people they were meant to protect. Those memories were not just echoes of the past, but the fuel for his relentless pursuit of justice. Each recollection was a silent promise that Darius's life and the lives of countless others would not be forgotten. The catalyst for change came one sweltering summer evening when Malik, now a determined activist, decided that words alone would not mend the broken trust between the community and those sworn to serve. Armed with hard evidence, personal testimonies, and meticulously gathered expert opinions, he set his sights on the city council meeting, a venue where the true power of the system resided. It was here that he intended to confront the very figures who had long ignored the cries for help from his community. Inside the cavernous, echoing chamber of the city council hall, the air was thick with anticipation and barely concealed disdain. Council members sat in an imposing semicircle, their expressions a mix of skepticism and calculated indifference. At the front of the room, behind a polished oak podium, sat Police Chief Richard Halstead, a man whose career had been built on a legacy of unyielding authority and quiet complicity. His icy demeanor and measured words had always served as a shield against the community's demands for accountability. As Malik took the stage, the room hushed to a reverent silence. His presence was commanding despite his youth. His eyes, a mirror of pain and unyielding courage, met those of every skeptical official in the room. I stand before you tonight not as an outsider, but as a son, a brother, and a representative of a community that has suffered far too long, he began, his voice steady yet impassioned. Our streets, our lives, and our dignity have been trampled by those who were entrusted with our protection. It is time to face the truth. Our system is broken, and it is time for reform. The evidence he presented was as damning as it was meticulously compiled. Detailed accounts of biased stops, excessive use of force, and a pattern of impunity were laid out with precision. Malik read aloud testimonials from neighbors, each story a testament to lives marred by unjust treatment. He showcased surveillance footage and police reports that painted a clear picture of systemic abuse. As he spoke, the room's atmosphere shifted. Skepticism gave way to uneasy silence, and even the most hardened council members found themselves grappling with the undeniable truth of his words. A moment of high drama unfolded when Malik unveiled a critical piece of evidence, a report from an independent watchdog agency that conclusively tied the police department to a series of cover-ups. The data was irrefutable, the patterns too consistent to ignore. Gasps rippled through the gallery as the magnitude of the betrayal sank in. Malik's voice rang out again, imbued with the urgency of his cause. This is not just about statistics or policy. It is about lives. It is about ensuring that no more lives are cut short by a system that sees us as disposable. Chief Halstead, visibly rattled for the first time, attempted to dismiss the claims with a condescending smile and a barrage of legal jargon. But Malik was undeterred. With calm resolve, he countered each argument, citing civil rights statutes and landmark court rulings that underscored the right to equal protection under the law. His words, delivered with both passion and precision, resonated deeply in that charged hall, and even hardened hearts began to soften in the wake of his unwavering conviction. The confrontation reached its zenith when a seasoned council member, moved by Malik's impassioned plea, demanded a vote on immediate reforms to overhaul the police department's practices. In that pivotal moment, the room erupted into a fervor of whispered discussions and cautious nods. The community, represented by the faces in the gallery, began to see a glimmer of hope, a future where justice might finally prevail. In the aftermath of the meeting, the ripple effect of Malik's courageous stand was palpable. Reforms were swiftly put into motion. A new independent oversight committee was established. Rigorous bias training for officers was mandated, and a comprehensive review of past misconduct was launched. Malik's actions had ignited a movement, a united call for accountability and change that transcended the boundaries of his own community. As the city slowly began to heal, Malik addressed the public one final time from the steps of a refurbished community center. With the twilight sky behind him, he urged everyone to remain vigilant and to never allow complacency to set in. "Today, we have taken a step toward a fairer future," he declared, his voice echoing with hope and determination. "But the journey is far from over. I call upon each of you to stand with us, to demand justice and equality, not just for us, but for all those who have been silenced by fear and prejudice." The story of Malik Thompson became a beacon, a testament to the power of resilience in the face of systemic injustice. His legacy was not merely in the reforms he inspired, but in the spirit of unity and the unwavering belief that every community, regardless of color or background, deserved dignity, respect, and the promise of a brighter tomorrow. Now, more than ever, the call to action was clear. Join the fight for justice, support initiatives for accountability, and let every voice be heard in the chorus for change.